So we had a Monday meltdown on our hands here. Spiders down 2.7%. We're down about 3 at one point. It is Monday, April 21st, 2025. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. The likes help out a lot. We're very close to 5,000 subscribers. We're also very close to 1 million views total in the 4 years we've had this channel. I had Carnivore Trades, so that is awesome. Appreciate all you guys following me. Also for swing trading alerts, analysis, live day trading, find me on carnivoretrades.com. Let's get into it here. So markets stay with a pretty good slide. They are getting a small bid off the lows, just short covering here at the end of the day. Now, a couple of things. So what's going on? We have Powell, his job's in jeopardy, and, the market's worried about that. But we had that last week, right? So what's different here? Well, we definitely have a fresh OPEX cycle, that's for sure. As you can see, obviously, Friday's action, I said, don't make too much out of this. This is just a pin here. And, that's what it was. And we had a pretty nice gap down. And we made a beeline here for the 510/5100 area. And I talked about these levels last week. I said that there would likely be some chop, some weakness, potentially even this week. I did not think we'd get to 510 today. At least last week. We did see that in the flows this morning as a possibility. I also didn't think that we would have 10, yes, count them, 10 straight 15-minute red bars before a small bounce. I mean, that's not even a bounce. It's like a dead cat right there. And we are getting a little bit of a bid here into the close. That said, so dealers are not really going to come save the market right now because of where we are with a fresh OPEX cycle. But that said, the levels still matter. And, it's not a coincidence. I've seen this type of price action before where it's just right down, like no bounces allowed, not even like, a 5-minute dead cat sold immediately. Just pushing it down very control. But look at the VIX, right? Nothing burger, right? We barely clipped last week's high. I mean, that's pretty, even VVIX here didn't even get above last Monday's high. So it's a 3.5% down day, but the VIX ain't even making a local high here, and it's very controlled. It's not a coincidence that we stopped selling at 510 at 5100, literally to the tick. 5101.63 was the low of the day. So yeah, they're not going to come save the market, but I bet you somebody had short puts there that are getting defended. That's more than likely here. At one point today, we were very, very, very wickedly oversold on low time frames, so we could see some mean reversion tomorrow. That said, if not, and we trend down, I'm seeing it already, in the flows for tomorrow, that we could go to 500, and I think that's likely a likely back test anyway. If we look at, and if we do that tomorrow, we should mean revert pretty hard on Wednesday, I would assume. But you just look at the pump here. This is just straight up, right? It's just a big squeeze. So that's going to have to get tested, right? That there's going to have to be, even in like the most bull case here, which would be we don't make a new low. I still think you need to fill this out. Like this has got to get tested. So that's kind of I think where we're at here, and that's probably why it's right at that 500 handle, where the flows are, because that's where it broke out from. Nonetheless, we are coming off the lows a little bit. If we get a bid tomorrow and reclaim 520, maybe we can work back up here. But right now, you're going to need some sort of news, I think, to get that to happen. We're trying to reclaim a little support right now at, and by the way, look at where we're bouncing today. So here's the positive right now for bulls. You're bouncing right now. You're reclaiming the low, but you can see this trend line here. That is, there we go, going all the way back to, actually goes down to the 2020 lows. There, actually goes back farther than that. I don't know where. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is extended. It's supposed to start right here. I'm sorry. So either way, you get the idea. It's a long trend line, and it's back checking now, and it's holding. So really, for all we know, this is just a higher low here, and you actually did a similar setup here. I'm gonna pull out NQ. See that right there? All right, we did a similar setup in August. Boom, boom. Deep back check, everybody freaked out, and then it just went up. So, and, oh, by the way, people are freaking out today too. There's like fear, uncertainty, doubt everywhere on Twitter. Yeah, if the goal was to get people bearish, I think they did a good job. But nonetheless, yeah, getting a little bounce here, so maybe we'll see some mean reversion tomorrow. I think you're going to need help, though. You may need some news or something, because we're not in an environment where the dealers are just going to support it. But clearly somebody stepped in at that 5100 area. So, I mean, they made a beeline for that today. Like, they did not waste any time. I don't know if you were watching intraday, but I mean, like I said, look at this 15-minute. Like, it's like programmed, like as programmed as can be. But anyway, triple Qs here. Again, 430, that was a big level. It was kind of flowing with 510 today. And you know what? We're holding it. So there it is. We're getting a bounce. We got Tesla earnings. We talked about levels on that yesterday, and Google as well. We'll see how they go. You've got to reclaim the 440. Oh, we did also, speaking of reclaiming, we did also leave a gap there on the futures too, for reference. But anyway, IWM continues to outperform. Again, I cannot ignore this. So, yeah, this is the only index that had a green last week, and it's the most risk on, and it's down the least. So that continues to be the case here. It's down even less than the Dow. So small caps are outperforming. That's usually not a bad sign. That doesn't mean we can't go lower, but you know, it's usually a leading indicator. SMH down 3, that came off the lows. Nvidia just still can't get out of its own way, back below 100 again. AMD took a hit here. We got Intel reporting later this week. What a dog that is. It might get down to my level after all. We'll see. IGV down 3.5, again off the lows. Looks like everything else. Dow Transport's same exact chart. This actually looks all right comparatively to a lot of things. Fighters trying to bid up here a little bit. I mean, again, this is just short covering, but you know, it's about. I mean, we were stupidly oversold at one point, so this should not be a surprise. Look at that. Hey, Netflix is holding it down. That's still at 1,000. That was my growth story pick from last year, and it's still holding up. All right, rates today, kind of all over the map. The 2-year note caught a bid. 10s got hit, and 30s got hit. TLT is holding where it needs to hold though right now. It's holding 86. I think it's got a chance to hold up here. I'm just intrigued. I'm gonna see if it can hang in there. Because if it does, it's got some legs. I know it's super unpopular right now, but that's kind of why I'm interested in it. But watch that 86 tomorrow. See if it holds. XHB, same chart as everything else here. VNQ holding up though, but yeah, we kind of called that 20 moving average. Tag and tank down straight into it, and there's a pullback there. Banks were strong early. They almost went. I think JPM, yeah, went green for like 2 seconds, or tried to go green for like 2 seconds. But yeah, down today. Yeah, this looks better than a lot of things too. And I continue to like XLF, honestly. I mean, if you look at like a pure bank ETF, like a VFH, it's still, like, relatively speaking, says like way higher lows than a lot of other things do. So I still find it interesting that banks are holding up. KBE, you know, kind of inside of last Monday's range. So that's still above. I mean, even regional banks are below last Monday's, you know, levels. But anyway, broker dealers here taking a hit. But off the lows, not really a terrible pattern there either. Oil down 2%. It did come off the lows pretty nicely. Yeah, it was down pretty good earlier. Yeah, just got an inside hammer. If this can just bake here in the oven, it can go higher. I did close my oil long last week though, just it was a quick trade. XLE not so much though. That pretty much just wiped out Friday's or last Thursday's move. But you know, it's still inside of the green. So it can try to work its way back up. Same thing with the XOP and the OIH there. And we got gas here down 6%. That's got to hold 3. Should at least get a bounce there, I would think. And the dollar, this is the big story of the day, obviously, other than Powell. But yeah, just getting pounded. I mean, like, that is just not good. It is ridiculously, and I mean ridiculously oversold, but just careful, because when currencies want to reprice, they just kind of go to where they want to go, and then they'll worry about being oversold and overbought. But dollar, yeah, just pounded here, and it's actually weekly. I mean, look at that. That is bad. You don't see that often on the DXY. It's almost so bad that it's contrarian, but you gotta be careful. I'd wait for it to show some strength first. And then everybody's new favorite, gold up another 3%. So that's like 10% in like what 6 days. Actually, more than that now. Next level I got here is 320, and I think that'll hold. As of right now, I think that, and I have said previously, I don't think these levels here that I'm talking about on the upside for gold, that is like, don't really short them outside of a day trade, and I haven't taken a single one because they haven't gotten in there the way I want them to. But I think 320 will hold if it hits there. As long as it doesn't hit on like Friday, like if it hits tomorrow, I don't think it's going through that. We'll see. Silver, yeah, 10 held up. It's got some work to do. Platinum and palladium backing off, not doing anything, nothing interesting there. Copper, nice push into the 50 and 20 and backing off there, so that might need to consolidate as well. Bitcoin, here's a point for the bulls, I guess. A risk on. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's not like the greatest pattern, but yeah, a tight little inside pattern, and we got a little break. Still got to, be nice if we could reclaim that 200 though. But you do have a little W here. We'll see. Maybe it just gets rejected tomorrow. I don't know. All right, looks like the spider's got a little push here, but this is just, I mean, like right now, this just looks like short covering. I don't really see anything outside of that. That said, if you just zoom out here and you just forget about what happened intraday, which the daily is more dominant, you can just go to ES, like I was just saying. Oh yeah, we held there you go. It's like the bell curve thing, right? Like it held the trend line, and then everybody else is trying to figure out, right? Yeah, it held the trend line. So just leave it, just leave it at that for now. That said, if we do see some more risk, I think 500 is a likely destination. Really gotta. I mean, that said, tomorrow, like you gotta get above this here on ES, so like 52.50, like at least to really get like something going, which could happen. That would definitely give us more of a squeeze. But right now, I hate trend days like this where it just doesn't. It's just totally one side. This is a pretty good bounce though, 514. So not bad. We'll probably pin at 51.50. We'll see. But anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here again. You guys take care. Don't forget to come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.